Hello everybody, I just want to do a quick video after I've just done a Patreon video, just talking about how I'm feeling going into tonight's game / going into game week 35, coming off the back of last night's result with me relying on Nottingham Forest to, well, I even said in the Heathrow Airport episode, didn't I, the plane spotting episode that I did yesterday, that I wasn't really expecting much from my two Nottingham Forest defenders in Murillo and Milenkovic, and they paid me dividends. They got me exactly the same points as Bournemouth, 2. It's a bit gutting, really. I was hoping to get a minimum of 2 points each. But the fact that Nottingham Forest now have lost 4 out of the last 6 in all competitions, their last 2 games losing 2-0, Nottingham Forest fans are going to be gutted. To be honest with you, they've worked so hard this season, Forest, to deserve, in my opinion, a Champions League spot, and now it's just completely, wow, it's been obliterated, hasn't it? The top, they've still got a lot to play for. The top, between Newcastle in 3rd and Aston Villa in 7th, there's 5 points between them, but between Aston Villa and Man City, it's 4. So it's down to Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest and Chelsea, really. Man City are just going to continue plugging along. They're going to win tonight 2-0, 3-0, 2-1, 3-1. I'm probably going to put in the predictor 2-1, as I stated yesterday. But Man City now on their run of just not losing, basically. At Newcastle, we know, are a top side. And I think they've got a good fixture against Brighton. Not going to be easy. I don't think they'll win. Brighton at home, as I saw yesterday, are actually very, very good at home. In fact, they've only lost 3 times at home. Coincidentally, the last time they lost was against Aston Villa 3-0. But a team that is playing for something, in i.e. they're looking for the Champions League spots, but 4 wins in the last 5. There's a lot of draws there. They've won 7, drawn 7, scored 26, conceded 23. Newcastle away from home, they don't like drawing. It's either winning or losing, and that's why I think that the game against Brighton's going to be very, very difficult. It's a bit up and down at the moment. Newcastle away from home, they've won 3, but they've also lost 3. The last time they played away from home, they did lose. It was 4-1 against Aston Villa, but the 2 wins prior to that were 3-0 against Leicester, 1-0 against West Ham. So what have they both got in common? They're both rubbish. The other 2 losses were to Liverpool and to Man City, not scoring either, a 2-0 and a 4-0. And then the other win in the last 6 was against Southampton. So that is why I'm thinking that the Brighton Newcastle game could be high scoring. I mean, the last 6 fixtures that Brighton have been involved in, they've only won once. And that was the other day, where they beat West Ham 3-2 at home. Other than that, they lost away at Brentford, conceding 4. They drew with Leicester, conceding 2. They lost to Crystalpalace. How many goals did they concede against? Yep, you guessed it right, 2. Conceded 3 against Aston Villa. And then they conceded 2 against Man City in a 2-2 draw. So I think, looking at that, there's a very, very good chance that Newcastle could be scoring 2 goals. And it's why Andrew, FPL Nightmare, was making the point about potentially going Isaac captaincy. The only thing that puts me off is the fact that Isaac away from home doesn't seem to do that well. His last 6 fixtures against Brighton have ended him with only getting 1 goal, which isn't good. And I think that he is the safety differential captaincy pick. I think Isaac is the safety differential captaincy pick. If you want to really risk it, like me and Ray are, that's right, me and Ray, we will be going Bournemouth. I think I've made the decision. I've just gone, do you know what? Bournemouth at home seems to return all the time, although knowing, again, it's that classic line from Steve. In fact, Tyler, if you're watching, which I know he doesn't anymore, maybe he could do a piece of fan artwork like he's done here. This beautiful piece of kit. If you didn't see it on X, he created this. Total Steve-O. obviously a podcast piece of fan artwork. He can put that in the list of quotes now of knowing mine and Ray's luck. That'd be the first time and Burmo blanks at home. I know he's blanked at home this season, but you know what I mean. When we actually captain him, it's looking like an average score of like 7 or 8 points at home, and Burmo gets at home. And knowing mine and Ray's luck, like I stated, he'll probably end up getting 2, if not get another yellow card to get us 1. Because we're chasing. Me and Ray are chasing at the moment. We need to. We haven't got enough differentials in our team to make a difference. So I think now it's down to captaincy. And going with a logical captaincy, I do think that, Mburmo at the moment second in the Fantasy Football Scout poll for captaincy. Top is Marmoush, obviously. There's not much of a difference in votes, though. It's like 80 points in it. Or 80 votes in it, should I say. And I think from my perspective, I'm happy going with that Burma pick. I think for me, even though I've told Ray to do a spin the wheel, I think that I'd just be gutted in myself if I didn't go on Burma. I genuinely think I would be gutted if I didn't go on Burma and then Burma gets a return. Or more specifically, if Burma gets more points than Marmoush or Salah. Because Marmoush is obviously the safe pick. Then it'd be Salah. And then, as I stated, then it'd be Isaac, in my opinion, for a safety differential captaincy. Then Burma, then Bowen. Team up on screen, as you can see here, is pretty straightforward. Henderson in goal, Milenkovic, Trippier, Vardio, and then we've got Eze and Burma captain, Jacob Murphy, Salah, Marmoush, Cunha, and Isaac. All pretty straightforward. Nothing really to talk about there. I'm kind of happy with the Eze differential, actually. Eze's a nice little differential, I think, for myself. And I certainly think that a lot of people's, if you want to call it a transfer dilemma, this particular game week will be whether or not to sell Saka, who to bring in for Saka. I know Trigger Lips was saying on his video that he's looking to probably get an Mburmo, but that's because his rank's so high. Whereas for me, our rank is rubbish, but the fact that we're going to captain Mburmo means that could potentially take us further up if, for argument's sake, Marmoush and Salah blank, but more specifically from an engaged manager, shall we say. Captain in Marmoush looks like the play, or more specifically, should I say, the ones that are playing it extremely template and safe, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. And as I stated in the history yesterday, that basically any striker against Wolves for Man City always seems to do well. The only upside is that Wolves' form of late has been very good, but I do expect, like I stated, I'm expecting Man City to come through this. Like I said, 2 or 3-0, 2 or 3-1. Of course, yesterday we had the news about no double game weeks or blank game weeks. It's pretty much officially confirmed now. And me and Ray, we've got a plan. We know when we're going to be playing the bench boost. I think it's 36 or 37. I can't remember directly which week it is, because we've got some really, really nice fixtures coming up for our specific assets when it comes to the likes of, I'm sure it's Crystal Palace. 37, yeah, yes. 37 is when Crystal Palace are at home to Wolves. Then got Liverpool away at Brighton. I can't even remember now. I know I've got it on my phone. Basically, we've got some decent fixtures for that particular game week, in which me and Ray can really tackle. In fact, it could be game week. In fact, I think it's game week 36. Looking at it here. In which we'll have 2 free transfers. You could potentially, so with our team at the moment, we would have Henderson away at Spurs, Areola away at Man United. We will then have Bournemouth away at Ipswich. We'll have Man City double up with Marmoush and Vardiol away at Southampton. All the away teams. Then got Wolves at home to Brighton. That could be good. So that'll be Cunha and Ait-Nouri. Salah at home to Arsenal. We then got the Nottingham Forest double up in Murillo and Milenkovic at home to Leicester. We then have the Newcastle assets, Jacob Murphy, Isaac and Trippier at home to Chelsea. So yeah, bench boost in game week 36 is looking like the plan. Like I said, we'll have 2 free transfers going into that, so hopefully potentially could pay off. I mean, even in that game week 36, Semenyo at home to Bournemouth is not the worst. Semenyo at home to Aston Villa isn't the worst fixture either. So yeah, we got a nice little plan for those. And like I stated, we're going to have 2 free transfers going into 36 if required. If not, we go into game week 37 with 3. Or we go for the big one and have 4 free transfers for game week 38 and get as much information as we can, and then we can make the adequate transfers required, because moving forward our team is fine. Within reason, our team is fine, and I'm very happy with the way the last several weeks have gone. Obviously, everything seems to have finally fallen in place, but it's been sadly 30 games too late. You know, if we would have had this luck, shall we say, at the start of the season, I think me and Ray would be doing. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute we'd be in the top 100,000, but I would like to think that we'd be more pushing the 300, 400k mark rather than where we are now, which is like 600k. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting, and yeah, I'm going to get out of here. So cheers for watching. See you later.